Hi Amber. Got your email with the tea bags thing, and as I said, I was going to create a video for you. Where some stuff is and things like that for beer league and some best practices, how to do some of the tricks and all that. So I don't think your file is saved on here, so I can't really get into that and show you how things work as a live job. But I do have an older one on that template. But the template that was shown, this guy right here. I don't know why it's not opening. That is an older template, a little cartoony one. It's really difficult to properly show sizing and all that, especially in regards to the vendor. And we've had some crazy results from our prior vendor in using this, and we actually went away from using this. We were using the actual just print template, but we've modified that even further. We went to a 3D render, which was a really time-consuming process to go ahead and create. And eventually I created a flat mock-up based off of measurements off of our current jerseys. They're not the greatest right at the moment. As we further get sturdy footing with whatever vendor we're going to use, we will have that be a little bit more accurate. But I wanted to show you where that's at. So first off, if you guys are in the G Suite, which you should be, I really recommend going up here and getting Drive File Stream for Mac or Windows, whatever you're using, because then it will treat your entire file structure like it's a Google Drive. So I go to this PC, come on, Google Drive file stream, go in here, and you will see, Beer League shared. And basically the entire file structure kind of like it becomes a network drive. So I want to show you where some of the things are under here under artwork. We have actually right in the root folder is our customer print sheet. This is the mock-up that we use for everybody. Uh, Probably not the smartest location for it, but that's where it is right now. Um, and under here under templates, we do have this is our file print sheet, which I'll open this up just so you can sort of see. It is you know the actual die cut lines. We put our artwork in there for final artwork to submit to the printer. It's got our shirt tags in there. It's got everything. Got our branding for Beer League and High Sticks, and really it's an accurate size to a adult large representation. We got some guidelines in here for doing our names and numbers, but it takes some visualization skills not only to set these up, but to for the customer to see what you see in this. And as you see here, this is one that I just did yesterday for our layout. Um, and I'm still tweaking around with that a little bit. This one right here is another example. We just actually saw the proof images of this, however long it takes to show. But as you can see where we have basically anything that's outside of this dashed line is considered a bleed. But as you see there, I wasn't too happy with where this fire showed up on the photos that he showed me, but it wasn't enough to kill the job. But that's just extra information at this moment. We will go back up a couple of levels, and we are working, like I said, with the customer proof sheet. We actually have designs in here already in PDF format. So you would be able to go in here and grab any one of these to work off of if you see a design that would give you a head start on whatever job you're given. To me, it looked like you used the blackout design. They are getting name coded. We are going to hopefully have a better catalog and better way to search these out. But even if you open up in Google Drive, you can see the entire artwork of the jersey right here. Um, this one seems new. I don't remember this. Uh, Sorry for the pause there, but scrolling through, you see basically everything that we have artwork wise. And yeah, you could download a copy of this and go ahead and work with it. If you work off of the network, off of what becomes your network drive to this, always just save as before we get started. See, I think this was the artwork you used. I'm not 100% certain. But what we will do is we'll just go ahead and do something straight from scratch because I found an older job on that older template, never came into fruition, and the guy flaked on us, but we can show you how things go from the start and actually a couple extra tips and tricks. So customer proof sheet or print sheet is what we have. I'm just going to go under here, under artwork. You'll see how easy this is. Right click, open with Illustrator. And it's going to open it up directly off of the Google Drive. And actually, I do all my work off of the Google Drive, so nothing stores on my Surface. I only have 128 gigabytes on here. So as you can imagine, that goes up pretty fast. So once this opens up the new file, we will go and grab our artwork, which I found one. So I'm going to go under orders, and I'm just going to type in goat. For this job, the guy disappeared on us, so GB mockup. We'll open this up. And so this is going to help a little bit with how we build from the ground up. So one thing that I did want to point out is by default we have the V-neck with laces for our jerseys, as you see on this right here. We do offer V-neck, and we do offer what's called the Pro collar now. Actually, we do have that in the layer system, the Pro collar at the very least. So get rid of standard lace, and we will add Pro collar. We might have to adjust our branding on that stuff, but that's what the Pro collar essentially is. Oops, this is not the. I have a new mouse too, so I'm trying to get that figured out. So, but yeah, that's basically the Pro collar. We won't be using that right now, and as you see, that takes a little bit of messing around depending on what body style you put that on. So what we are going to do here, also I wanted to point out, we do have a color swatch layer. So if I just get rid of everything else, you can see what our color swatches are. And I actually put down some names underneath of sports teams that we use, but that's also something that we have within our drive. You can just do color swatches, official beer league color swatches. You'll be able to pop open a Google Sheet. And honestly, you can share this with customers and have them look at it and choose teams that they want to have as their main color or as a point of reference for their colors. We try to keep everything within these Pantone colors. So if we ever have reprints and we go for a different vendor that's manufacturing, we would get the most accurate colors. So we'll go back, and like I said, just get rid of this, and we will get our beer league branding back, because I think this is the beer league job that we were doing. We'll get our standard laces body, our standard lace collar, and our order info. The order info that's all around here is very important, so that way we know what font is going on. For customers, we have a full preview of name and number, so that way if there is a crazy number, like a 7 looks weird or something like that, everybody knows. It's not a surprise once we finalize the order and they start giving us names and numbers to work with. Our socks, actually I'm going to do something that's going to be a live edit here, because I've decided we're only going to show one side of the sock. So let me go ahead and just kill a whole lot of this really fast. And the reason why is because the template is not that wide, and you may have seen it on the other screen when it was open, or when I showed the template for our vendor. Let's just go a little bit more and get the rest of this crap. Get that, that, and that, and we'll just leave the Velcro front and back. And actually, you know what? We'll go under here under our align tools. It doesn't want to do the thing. Align to key object, center. Align to key object is going to be one of your best friends in doing this stuff. You'll see me use it all of the time. But like I said, since we're doing this brand new thing, we are going to do some standard stuff here. So we got our artwork from this other mockup, and really we don't have to go from here. We would have something in mind already that we'd be just working off of in here. And you can hide the order info if it's too distracting. It's not a big deal. In fact, I always do that when I go to share screenshots. So let's just hide that for right now. And this thing's got to go on the beer league tag, I know. Sorry, well, like I said, we are doing a few live edits here. In fact, save it real fast. So that way the changes go up to the site or to the Google Drive. And then we'll just hide the order info again. And actually, I'm going to just Control 3 hide. Those were the shirt tags that I just hid. So let's get back to this. And we'll just go in here, and I'm just going to undo the clipping mask. So actually, you know what? I want to do that from the thing. So Object, Clipping Mask, Release. Okay. So I honestly I don't know what all the sizing is on this stuff, but we're just going to go ahead and grab everything that's here. I don't know why things are so crazy with the what's getting selected, but I just want all of that. That looks like it's a pretty consistent bit. So we're going to grab that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. And then actually, this is another really cool paste. I'm just throwing this out there just in case you hadn't seen it yet. But paste and back will keep the same XY coordinates. You can also use this when you're working within clipping masks or anything like that. So what I did was I just pasted this behind the logo and I grouped it all. Then we're going to copy it. I'm going to go here. And you know what, let's zoom in a little bit better here, just so we see better. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double click in here to isolate in. We're going to paste real quick. Hopefully those things show up fine. And then you see right there, here's one of our issues is because we're on that other template, this template right here is designed mostly to work at actual size. So let's just do something like, let's make the width of this graphic that I pasted in here up to 30 inches. Okay, so we're going to click that other thing, right click, align to key object, oh, and we need to basically send this to back. Clipping masks are affected by the hierarchy of what we work with. So paste behind, right click, align to key object, center. We'll just do the double center right now. And then, you know, we'll grab this, we'll change the color to black. So I do have a rich black in here. That's a general black that I always use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this really quick. And then while I have this selected, I'm going to hold down Shift, click that object, and we will create clipping mask, make. So, or Control Command 7. And then while we're here, we're just going to, because I copied the actual thing before I turned it into a clipping mask, paste them back. So there you go. And actually, if you take a look, that's not a bad placement. You know, we'll hover over where the stitch line is. That's actually looking really good, I think. You do want to keep a couple things in mind, like logos. You want to keep them about 13 inches wide. So what I'm doing is I'm just drawing a rectangle, or yeah, square over here. I just want to see what the dimensions of my black is really fast. So my black is about 11.8 inches wide. That honestly is not bad. I think that's pretty good. So, and you know, if I wanted to make some adjustments, you know, I could just go in here and go under the layers and go find everything to make adjustments, or I could double click in, but you know, I kind of want to see how things look at a full-blown way. So, you know, we're selected here, we're keeping an eye where the blue square is. And, you know, we'll just select one, we'll isolate one thing to just take a look. We're gonna keep an eye on the thumbnails and see where this is. So we add a selection here. We'll hit our drop down because that's a clipping mask. You know, if we selected just this, just the outside piece. But if we click this, then you'll see the whole thing. One moment. Okay, sorry, I had to double check my door. The doorbell just rang. So one thing that you might notice here with the size of this, actually, you know what? Let's select this. I want to make this a little bit smaller, I think. Uh, the torso on this actual graphic here is not perfect. It's a little squished. So, let's just go down to like 12 inches wide or 12 inches tall. And what I'll do is I'm going to isolate in here so I can go ahead and grab this bottom piece here. And we're just going to hold down our Alt key, widen this a little bit just so it's a little bit better. So, I mean, this is really just creating a mock-up for this. Now let's go back. I'm going to hit F12 so we go back to how we came in. Revert. And you'll see some more stuff. So not everything in here is a Pantone, I believe, either. So it's going to be a little bit off. Um, so it looks like to me, just taking a look at things here. So what we have here is this. This is the ton that goes behind the laces, is this charcoal color. Go back. Everything is charcoal for the collar. So let's go ahead and grab that. And we also have a smaller stripe here that we could, if you want to do a bottom stripe, it's a compound shape. So, I'm using the direct select tool. Grabbing one grabs both. Our branding right there is a different color. Let's just go ahead and grab that. No established color, and then we'll just make it red. Okay, that's our size tag there, of course. What color is Beer League on there? Beer League is not on there, but we want to try to keep our branding in two spots on the jersey, unless the customer absolutely fights it. So we got one there on the right chest. Excuse me. We also have one on the back, so I'll grab that one. I'll make that red. So let's keep going here. Shoulders are also black, so we're just going to direct select, grab that, go black. Now, really quick, we have our graphic here, our lovely lady. We'll grab her, copy her. So what we're going to do is we're going to just paste her because we know she's going to be an off size. Properties. For a general rule of thumb, I think 5.5 inches is the max size in either direction you want a shoulder graphic to go. So we don't have to worry about her being 5.5 inches wide, but let's make her 5.5 inches tall. We'll do that. What we will do now is we will rotate her. Rotate her, and we will just move one right here. Hold down the Alt key and drag her all the way over here. You don't have to worry about being precise yet. Rotate her. Then we will do a thing. Grab both of them. Let's just do the align tools, align to selection, make sure she's perfectly centered, which she should be. We'll group her. Let's cut, get rid of her out of the back. We will direct select the shoulder pads. Paste behind, Control B. We really want her to be about centered on this piece. So that's probably good right there. If you want to be really specific, let's just go ahead. Let's get rid of her just to make things a little bit easier. We're just going to paste in place in front of this. So if you want to grab this, go into your properties and grab the top Y position. We'll just grab that real fast. We'll do this. Paste. Boom. Oop. Wait a minute. Oh, I wanted her center P in that spot. There we go. Boom. So she's directly centered in however tall, because being a front and back, this should be, you're seeing direct center on this either way. So what we'll do is we'll grab her again, the group, we'll cut it, we'll paste it behind this. Actually, you know what, we'll isolate it in. Sorry, this is going to make life a little bit easier. So just so you can see, we're going to select this, paste behind, Control B. What we're going to do is grab the shoulder pads. We're going to copy them. We're going to grab her, and then we're going to hit Control 7 to make clipping mask. There you go. You see the background fill's gone, but she's cut off. Hit Control Y. She's still fully there. So we have that, and we'll just paste behind the fill. If you really wanted to, you could draw a rectangle there, like a square behind it, and clipping mask everything. You really don't need to do that. I might do that in a future iteration because these will probably get improved upon. But there you go. That's how we do that to hide. We do that for anything to hide numbers, to hide stripes, everything. That's the clipping mask. And that's a good way to make sure things stay centered. Now, let's just go ahead and do the sleeves really fast. As you see there, the striping is not the same as what's on the torso, so we'll grab that, copy it, and what we will do is we're going to go in, and I actually made these a compound shape, so they're not, simple, just paste it in. So let's just paste, we'll get this here. Uh, we care more about the height, and honestly, that looked to me like it could have been easily 9 inches tall. This is kind of, again, another reason why you want to work in this template, because we're more accurate sizing it here. And when I do design work, I really think within, a quarter of an inch measurements of increments. So really right here, this bottom stripe, with just doing this guesstimation off that other thing, we are at 1.65 inches. So we're just over an inch and a half on that. So, and then trying to do the guesswork to get it back down to where we want to be. Let's just go, let's say we wanted an inch and a half stripe there. Let's see how well that did. And you're going to see just how the guesswork is. It's a little bit of a precision. See, we're close there. So let's just grab this again. Nope, cancel, cancel. Give me this, please. And we'll just go down to 8.5 inches and see how that goes. So, yeah, see, we're still not exactly at an inch and a half, but that just gives you a little bit of an idea of how the differences is of how that works and how to be precise with this potentially. So what we're going to do, and this is something I do like to do, is I kind of want to make sure things are perfectly. To me, it looked like it was perfectly centered between the shoulder and the end of the sleeve. So let's just draw this box here. We'll grab this, align the key object. We will center. And let's just do the top, because that looks to me like it should be completely covered by that sleeve. It is. So there's some ways we could go about this. Like I said, I'm going to send this to back, just like we did before. Grab our sleeves. We're going to make it the color. I think it goes black. I'm going to copy the sleeves, and I'm going to create a clipping mask, and then I'll just paste the sleeves in back. So this is a little flaw from what I did with the clipping the group, but really what you want it can do here, just copy that, paste in front, paste in back, whatever, because it's transparent clipping mask, and then just go ahead and flip this or reflect it, yeah. And then you have them both there. If you want to group, cool, you can. So that's basically how we set up the jersey there. We don't have numbers on the side, but I'm going to do. Actually, we'll get rid of numbers here, and I'll show you how we get the numbers to show up in a way that you want. In fact, for this, let's just go ahead and we will delete anything under the appearance menu. Spoiler alert, that's how this is done. So we'll just delete all that. So now again, we just go ahead. We can go ahead and grab all of our pieces down here. Oop. Go ahead and grab all our pieces down here, grab it, turn it black, and then little trick. Now we've done all the work on the top, we can just go ahead and copy our stuff, and we can just go ahead and use the alignment tools. We paste it behind it, grab that, align the key object. We will just, align it to the top of this object here, grab it, paste behind, grab this, copy it, paste behind, align the key object. You'll see how fast this does go, especially the more you get used to it, the faster it goes. Paste behind, whoop. Paste behind, there we go. And we will grab that torso. This is another reason why I kind of got rid of the V-cut in this torso. It used to be there because I wanted to be able to do this easily. I'm going to show this to the other designers too that have been using this for a little bit, just so there's some method to the madness that gets shared. We're going to go in here, get rid of my logo out of the center of this. Again, I could have just gone fishing through the layers panel, but I didn't. But you see there, we are pretty much set. So one thing we want to do is I kind of want my number to be centered in this. This number is approximately 12 inches tall, which is general rule of thumb. Actually, it's 10 inches tall. General rule of thumb is you don't want to be more than 12 inches tall. So, there's 12.15. We're okay with that. So let's go ahead and grab our number and, we'll throw Control Y just so we can see. And we'll make a font adjustment. Because then you're going to be able to do changes or anything that you need to, or create names and numbers for a job easily. So, 1140 looks like the font for Superstar M54. This is a very common font we use. So if you want to get it, it's easy, it's free from DeFont. You can do your easy adjustments to your kerning. Kerning, I think, is the one in between letters, not letting. I don't remember, but let's do 0 on that. So you got your adjustments on there. I always keep the stuff centered or on the center line because it just keeps your life easier. One last thing that I do want to do though is, and I'm going to kind of eyeball this a tad, I want to center this on my striping. So the actual number pieces are centered on the striping. So we'll hit Control Y, go back. I'm going to show you how we go ahead and do the effects. So generally you have to go in here and add new fill. So actually, let's just go ahead and do that. So, okay. So add new fill usually is how things work. It goes ahead and creates a fill for you. You can choose any fill that you want. Since it's a dark jersey, I think I will go with white. But you see that part of the number is covered up. So you can either go up here and go add new fill, or you can click this while this is selected right down here, and it will duplicate your selected item. So now that we have a second layer, we can go ahead and grab the charcoal. Okay, cool. The cool thing here is now we can add effects to this. So let's just go here under effects and add path. Now, as long as I have this color selected, this path adjustment is only going to happen to that specific fill within this object. So the white fill is just standard. The fill underneath it, I can say let's have a 3/8 inch border using offset path. Boom. And they do have the preview button, so you can see how things go there. And really, we could just leave it like that if we want. Or we go ahead and grab this. We could duplicate. We can go ahead and grab the red. And since we have offset path already in here, we can just hit the drop down and click that. And let's just get a small red outside. So that should be an 1/8 inch increase. I think I like that. Let's do that. There we go. You can do the same thing to letters. So we're already at white. Let's just go ahead and grab, or we already have a color. Let's give it a red border. So we create a new layer, path, offset path, and let's just give it a, I found that you want to be more than an 1/8 of an inch, especially against a dark color, or else it won't show up that well. So we'll do a 3/16, 0.1875. And I just noticed we have our colors still here that need to be changed. So let's go ahead and grab the charcoal. Boom. And those are gone. And that's really how we set up a jersey for the socks. And you can just go ahead and grab an existing stripe pattern. We'll grab this. So we'll go here, paste behind. We will rotate. Align to key object. We'll center. A little rule of thumb. This line work is actually closer to being like the top of the knee. So really you want to keep all your artwork in this bottom section. This is a almost accurate sizing for your sock, I want to say. So we got this. Here's what I want to do. So let's grab this. We'll make our black sock. I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste in front of right away. So there's actually two layers here. If I go ahead and grab this layer, you'll see we still got our second one. I didn't hold down Alt or nothing. So let's grab this, Control X, cut it, grab our direct select tool. We're going to grab the top layer, paste behind, hold down Shift, grab that top piece, Control 7. We now have our clipping mask with our sock. And honestly, that's exactly how I would do a design to show the customer. A little reminder from 4 days is we have that snip and sketch tool. I, because we are working in a CMYK spectrum, if you save as a PNG, it can alter your colors a little bit. But all I do is I do that and then I copy it and just go paste it in my email to my customer. So that's really a lot of just and a couple best practices, little tricks in here. Um, I'm not going to go too much further on this because really there's no point. But the step after this, once the customer sees, approves it, and everything, you got your data plugged in on this sheet. We would just then go ahead and move things over to the mock-mud template for our vendor. Uh, within the pieces, like I said, it's a little bit extra visualization skills. Um, I think I would probably be the main one handling that, just so I can double check, make sure we're using proper Pantones, all that. Because right now I know this red is not a proper, because we actually use global colors, not spot colors. This is a spot. This is a global. Reason being is, let's just draw two gradients right here. So we got this one, we got this one. We will go into gradient mode. Go do this in 90 degrees so you can see the full thing. So change this to this red to this flesh color. You see the colors historically have never been that great. But if we go here and we just go ahead and grab, let's grab this blue and we will go to this. And it looks like Illustrator has stepped up its game in how bad the gradients from spot colors used to look, but we can't trust our vendor to have the best colors. Plus, with a global color, they can just go in and make edits to the CMYK values. Um, for example, with this blue that I don't remember if I used or not, I'm going to double check and make sure. You'll see exactly why we use dual colors here. Global color is a little bit better. So it's Pantone 287. So I have everything deselected. I'm going to go here into Pantone 287, grab this, and let's just drop the cyan. Hit OK. It made a liar out of me. That should have changed the color of the blue. Um, if you've ever worked with global colors, you would know on that. In fact, this 432, let's try that because I know that's a color in here. Again, we'll just drop all the black, hit OK. Yeah, without selecting anything. That's ideally what should have just happened with the gradient. So, all right, I think I'm gonna call that a video. Hopefully, it's got everything in there for you. Like I said, for a quick reminder, get the G Suite so it treats it like a Google Drive, but we are right in the root of the artwork folder is where you'll find that customer print sheet, but I also emailed that to you. So, all right, good job so far. And I would just move everything over to this. Also, that font that you use on that, I do remember that font. So let's just go ahead and I will open up a job that I know uses that font. Because we just did one not too long ago. Ooh, let's go to artwork orders. Oh, wrong thing. Get rid of that. We will go by date modified. Sniper. I don't think it was that. Top shelf. This is the one that. No, is it the one that used that? No, it was Lakeshore. Okay. So we're going to go under editable. Right? Once this opens. As you see here, we got a bunch of the numbers laid out. In fact, I think there's been some names that have been updated here. None of these numbers is a font, so we have to hand place each one of these. So just to show you how things go when customer approves and we do names and numbers. So we would grab this, copy, paste behind, do our alignment with the when it wants to be selectable, the key object, go right there and get rid of that 5 and say it was 92. We'll grab the 2. We will paste behind, grab both, align the key object, and do that. And you can imagine how long that will take after we get up to 16 per job order, or in something like this where there is home, away, and a third jersey for 4 teams, and there's at least 18 to 25 kids per team. You can imagine that I spent a long time doing the names and numbers on this job, and unfortunately, that wasn't something I saw looking ahead when I first did this artwork. So I really try to avoid using those numbers. I try to just keep with numbers that are a font if possible. So I would, since we haven't shown that design to the customer, I would change the number font and actually use an actual font. And if you actually go in that template that I sent you, you're good to go because I already have an effect built in. If you want, you can change the font to anything that you want. Everybody does have Adobe Font Access, so let's just go here. If you want to, you can go ahead and grab your font and just do one of the Adobe searches, find more. And just let us, that's another reason why we have all of our information on the side there, or we use find font. So when whoever's doing the names and numbers at the end here, which is not wanting to work very well, but Adobe Font works, hopefully. There we go. So, Abigail. It's that simple, mostly. It's making me a liar all over, so I think I'm going to cut the video, but I think we're good. And like I said, good work, and let's just get it over to this template, get rid of that font in the back, and I think we're in a pretty good spot to show the customer. So, all right, thank you.